Presence. Presence for me is probably the number one skill and ability that anybody should have. And it's the basic start of any abilities or anything you want to have or create or do. It is important to be present. And so, what does that mean? You are here now in this place, in this time. Your body, mind, and spirit is all here. So it's not a case of your body's here and your mind's thinking about, what did I cook for dinner, or what are we having for dinner, or did I remember this, or did I leave that, or because that means you're not here if your mind is somewhere else. So presence is about being here in this space now at this time. And, Time Magazine released a stat that the average person is present for less than 9 seconds, which I think is horrendous. So, but one of the reasons for that is because of technology. And because we're always scrolling or looking at something, and you just have to have a conversation with somebody and check how many times they check their phone. You'll have an idea of how present they are. You see families at dinner and, 6 of them are on their phone and the other ones, not really paying attention. People are not present with each other anymore. So it is important that you get present, one, with yourself, and then two, with other people. So how do you do presence is you can either look somebody else in the eyes and just make eye contact, mouth closed, and just focus on that other person with that eye contact. Or if there isn't anybody around, you can, use your cell phone, turn it onto selfie mode, or use a mirror and just look yourself in the mirror. And, in terms of presence, what you're going to do is every day, you're going to start off by looking at yourself. If you use the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror and start off with, can you do it for 1 minute? And all you do is you are looking at yourself in the mirror. 1 minute. And then gradually you're going to build it up over time to a place where you're doing sort of 5 to 10 minutes of presence. And it is important that you just, as you become present, be aware of your breathing, be aware of, the different things that are happening around you, but just stay connected with that eye contact. And, at first it's going to be very challenging because you are exercising your spiritual muscles when you do presence. So it's a bit like going to the gym. You're not going to go to the gym and do 100 kg deadlift or lift 100 kgs of weights if you've never been to the gym before. Chances are you will hurt yourself or do something silly. So you're going to start off and you're going to go to the gym and you'll use an empty bar. Let's say an empty bar is worth 20 kgs. You're just going to use the empty bar. And then slowly over time, you're going to add weights. And so that's what we do when we do presence is we start off, we do 1 minute, then 2 minutes, then 5 minutes. And so we're exercising our spiritual muscles and practicing becoming present. One of the reasons why people are not present is because for some people, presence has been incredibly painful. They've seen things that they don't want to see, or they've, in terms of some people, feel other people's feelings. So I don't want to be present with you because I don't want to feel what you're feeling. And, so it is important to be aware that presence can be challenging. But as you do this exercise and you start to exercise your spiritual muscles, you can start to become aware of when you go absent versus when you're present, and you can start to have a lot more control over other people's moods that affect you, and you can become aware of them. One of the challenges is, why people go absent is they weren't present to other people's moods, and they just sort of took them on. I've had clients that I've done this exercise with, and one client, he um, had such big wins, and he was so excited the one day, and he phoned me to say that there's outside his front door, there's a bush and it's got flowers on it. And he described all the different colors of the flowers and the bush and everything. And, he said he'd been so absent, he'd even forgotten that there was a bush outside his front door. And I know it seems small and insignificant, but if you can be aware of the things around you, it's going to allow you to succeed a lot more in life when you are present. So you want to be practicing presence every day, and pretty much make eye contact with yourself. If you have any thoughts, acknowledge the thoughts, let them go, and just be there. And so you pretty much set a timer, 1 minute, and just stare at yourself for 1 minute and be aware what thoughts are coming to mind. Let them go and be here, and then do it again. And as sort of, what's happening with your moods, your breath work, be aware of, I'm starting to relax, those kind of things. And presence is a very powerful tool to make yourself more productive. I mean, I have one of our clients, they are an accounting company, and when it comes to financial year end, they will actually stop because they are super busy and everyone's all over the place, and they will do 5 minutes of presence in their office and then go back to doing their work. And they have found that they get way more done after doing 5 minutes of presence. Why? Because everybody's calm, everybody's relaxed, and then they can make the important things important and focus on those things. Then they get more done. Presence allows you to sort of be focused and sort of get rid of all the fluff and the noise so that you can do what you need to do. So yeah, presence is very powerful.